Okay, folks, here's the deal.
I'm at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
This is going to be a special
One of the most intense trails.
This is the operating station.
That's a bear.
Wow, do I really look like a guy with a plan?
The traveler has
I just do things.
This is a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.
That's right, folks. Plates are from Kansas, and after 3 busy weeks, we are back. We are back in Kansas. Ooh, audio looks like it's a little hot there. Hello, hello, hello. It has been a minute. It has been a minute. I'm not sure I got anybody in here right now, but it has been a minute since we did the POTA Elmer Hour. Welcome to the 6th edition of the POTA Elmer Hour. The last 3 weeks, this has not happened because I was traveling to Hamvention. Then the second week I was traveling from Hamvention. And then the third week I was traveling back from Denver, Colorado from a family get-together out there for a graduation. And gosh, that last week I was just sick as a dog. It was bad. Hey Jeff, good to see you in there. Thanks for showing up. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, but yeah, I don't know if I picked up a bug at Hamvention or on my way, immediately thereafter Hamvention or before. I mean, the Hamvention itself seems like the biggest culprit, right? But I've heard of no one else getting sick from the event. So, man, I don't know what happened, but I got a nasty cold, possibly the flu. Some think maybe COVID. I started getting sick on the way back home. And then I had to drive my whole family up to Denver. After driving all the way from Dayton to Wichita, I had to drive my family all the way up to Denver for this graduation. It's about 9-10 hours from where we're staying here. But it's also uphill 5,000 feet to where we were at. And that really sucked while I was having a respiratory issue at the same time. Cold, flu, COVID, I don't know what it was. I was pretty miserable the whole time there. Just started feeling better just in time to be able to drive everybody home. And by then the wife was coming down with it. She had it pretty bad when we got here. So it's been quite the few weeks. Gary Bales, nice to have you here. Glad you're on board. We're here to answer our number one mission, to answer any POTA knowledge or any POTA questions that you may have. We enjoy silly questions. There's nothing wrong with a silly question. No question has ever been asked before. If one sounds similar, this one's new because it's your question and that makes it different. And we'll never tell you just to read the freaking manual. We may get it out together and read it together, however. So we'll see. The damned 6-7 from Kilo 7 QXJ. Wade, good to have you, man. Nice to have you here. If anybody has any POTA questions, just go ahead and drop them, and we can tear into it. But right there, we got the damned 6-7. The damned 6-7. That's one of my favorite usernames right now. I like that. Good job. Good job. Let's look around the map here, see what kind of conditions we got here today. Looking here in open ham clock, physical weather. There's quite a bit of it to the south. There's been a lot of tornado activity up on the high plains here recently. We're pretty clear here in central Kansas right now. A few storms popping up southeast of here that I won't worry too much about. I don't know what this stuff up in the Panhandle region is going to do. We'll watch and see what that way moves. See which way all that stuff moves, but not too bad. Space weather's looking pretty good according to the numbers here. We'll see if our radios agree. I got 369.1 on solar wind. Very quiet, nice and low there. K index is at 2.33, so there is a little bit of noise out there, and you can tell on my radio there. I got about an S2, S3 noise level right now, so that seems pretty close. SFI is still at 132. Not too bad. Looks like we got some 6-meter openings out there too. If some of you guys are big into that, those pink lines on Open Ham Clock, because they've got these colors nicely organized on the bands, unlike a lot of others, especially the $500 Geochron. Theirs is a bunch of mixed soup, but I can actually tell what bands, what's happening on what bands here, because they got the colors properly organized, and you can tell there's some 6-meter openings right now. It's that time of year. I have never tried that, POTA or otherwise, anything on 6 meters. That's something I'll have to do someday. All right, so more on Hamvention. And again, if any of you guys have any POTA questions, just drop them in the chat. Put question in all caps in front of it, or a bunch of question marks. Drop any kind of POTA question you want. We've done a lot of POTA Park research in past episodes, and that's a lot of fun to do. It's not always clear. It's not always easy. And you know, sometimes it takes a footnote for me after the show's over to really get a good solid answer, but it just isn't always clear. So that's always kind of fun to do as well. If you got something that you're interested in, a park you're interested in researching, you got some place around the country that you're wanting to vacation to, that, you know, we could look at VOA cap conditions and things like that in the area. We can do that as well. We're going to go here leading up to, we got, what is it? 6/13 local, 23/13 UTC is when our first Tuesday night premiere is coming on. So we're going to lead right up to that. Jeff's got a video, K3JRZ has a video starting at 6/13 Central. That's 7/13 Eastern. Do the math for everything else. I've done as much as I can. And that's what we'll be leading up to. I've got one coming up after Jeff. It is the Taco Bell Summits on the Air, the Taco Bell soda. So if that piques your interest, which it should, there's that video coming up right after Jeff's, and then Carlos has another video coming right up after me, and that will lead right up to Ham Radio Clubhouse. Who knows what those guys will be talking about. So, Hamvention. There was a lot of, I guess, gosh, so much cool stuff. New products, old products, new friends, people you knew but had never met before. You know, it's really all overwhelming. And I've watched a lot of guys make videos because it was their first Hamvention and kind of give their reaction. And they all kind of said the same thing. And I'm not going to add too much new to that either. It was just so much. It was so cool, you know, from a radio standpoint, a product standpoint, meeting people standpoint. And that really was the coolest part, is the number of people that I was able to have eyeball QSOs with that I've never met before. And that's really the cool thing about any of these shows. My one disappointment. So I was still working on a nagging cough here. My one disappointment in the show was the reveal non-reveal of ICOM's X026. I was really hoping, being a portable HF guy, man, I was hoping to get more information out of ICOM, out of Ray Novak on that. And we really got nothing new on that model. Nothing newer than what we saw in the video, you know, that cloudy video that was released, you know, a week before the show, that mysterious video. We got nothing else after that. And I was hoping for something, you know, some little nugget of information, you know, confirmation that it's all mode, all band portable radio, a 7100 update, a 7000 update, you know, whichever, a 706 update, whatever your model is, I don't care. I was hoping for something like that. They had the 5200 that they had information on. A lot of people were entertained by that. It's just not, it's just not me. That's not what I was interested in. So for me, the show really didn't have a whole lot of, the thing that it was missing was a bang, you know, the big star. It really didn't have that because nothing was coming out new for sale, and there was no more information on that X026. That's what I was really hoping for. Hey, Chris, KD9YSW, thanks for joining. Good to have you along here. So that was my general reaction to Hamvention. Here's the cool thing, and this is Parks on the Air related. The seminar that I was really looking forward to was the Sunday morning POTA seminar on the updates to the current POTA system. Okay, so we're talking about this you know, beautiful resource that we've been using here. Gosh, I started this in 2020, so I've been using this going on 7 years now, 6 years, going on 7. You know, obviously it's got some weak points to it, but it's also been wildly successful, and I think it's one reason that POTA has been so popular is because, you know, this website has been pretty good. It's been fairly modern. It's been pretty usable, and as they continue to improve things, like allow us to, hey Brent, good to have you on here. As they've continued to add things like, you know, me being able to upload my own logs, you know, wow, that's just made it that much better. So as good as it's been, and I think a lot of POTA success, you know, circulates around this site. As good as it's been, there are a lot of improvements coming. Okay, there's some good news, bad news here, but the good news for right now is that there's a lot of new stuff coming. One of my dots aren't loading here as I zoom in. There we go. Like one thing they kind of teased us, and they even had an image that they put up on screen. I think there's going to be a way to filter these parks. So right now, all we get is a sea of yellow dots. And that's all the information that we can glean from it is where these park centers are located for the most part. But they did show more of a Google MyMaps style map with different color pins and things. So maybe you can do things like filter parks that you've already activated, filter parks that you've got a kilo at, maybe filter parks that you've hunted, maybe. A lot of that stuff that you guys have been wanting looks like it's on the way. Okay, and lots of little improvements. There were a lot of questions asked at the presentation, and they had a lot of great answers. I personally asked, hey, when I go to upload, am I going to have a way to delete my own logs? Because, you know, there's a lot of times, especially here lately, as they've had some technical issues, you upload a log and there's some sort of error, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do to fix it. I'm here in front of my computer right now to work on my logs, but I'm at a roadblock. There's nothing I can do because I can't delete the error in there and upload a new one again. And I believe it was Tom, WATAM, one of the guys that's on the board and has been involved in POTA since its beginning up in Michigan. He said that they'll be looking at maybe providing a little window of a few hours or a day, or who knows how long, of when we can delete our own uploads to fix that problem. So I thought that was a pretty good answer. And I guess they do that because, you know, they don't want someone to get mad and leave. You know, imagine a guy like James Mon who just, you know, gets furious at POTA, and he's got, a million contacts in the system, and he just decides to delete his own account, and everyone loses all those contacts, because he decides to throw his hissy fit and leave. Now, James would never do that, but that's just an example. That's the kind of thing they're trying to prevent. So, so I can't go in and throw a hissy fit and delete all my logs, and everyone loses, all the parks that they've hunted through me. But to give us a window of a little bit of time right after we upload, that could fix that issue, and that would be really cool. But it seemed like every question that was asked, they had a good slick answer to it. And let's see, I think we can, if we go to YouTube here, I think we can look up, let's see, if I search Hamvention forums, what is it, Dara, D-A-R-A? Yeah, here we go. You guys can actually go in here and watch the forum if you want. And I would recommend doing that. Sunday forum, we want Sunday forum 1. Let's see, let's just open something and go into Dara here. I got it muted. So won't get any sound coming in. Here we go. So if we go to, it's going to be up here at the top, Sunday Forum 1. And there he is right there, Tom. Tom with an H, W-A-T-A-M. He and another gentleman answered quite a few questions. And I guess it was after a presentation by Michael Martins on his POTA hacks. I did not see that one. But looks like if you go to the 2-hour mark here on this live stream, you can watch that whole presentation, and I would encourage you to do that. It's kind of exciting. But the bad news is, I said there was some good news, bad news. Let's see if I can get this into the chat here. I said there was some good news, bad news. There we go. There's the link into the chat. And the bad news is the timeline. We don't know when. Don't expect this summer. I wouldn't expect it before Christmas. I don't know if it's going to be next summer. We don't know. The way Tom worded it to us in the presentation, he said, we were hoping to have this presentation 2 years ago at Hamvention. Then we were hoping to have this presentation 1 year ago at Hamvention. And now they're finally getting to it here. So it's just hard to know exactly when all that will happen. So that's the downside. But the cool side is it looks like it's going to be going in a really great direction. And it's pretty exciting, and could continue this kind of epic growth that POTA's been in for the last several years. But that was all very cool. Yeah, I've got the link there in the chat. If you want to watch that later, if you're so inclined, there it is. I would highly recommend it. There was a board meeting the day before as well. Was it the day before? Or was it Friday? I can't remember which day it was. There was a POTA board, not a meeting, but a presentation, a forum. But honestly, it kind of got into a question and answer period that, it was just sort of the same old questions asked by people. I don't know how much the question and answer session would be. If you're interested in the organization of what POTA is going to be like now that we actually have a board and how that's going to be going forward, you could probably listen to the first 20 minutes or so of the forum and glean some good information from that. Once it gets in the question and answer, though, unless you're new to POTA and you haven't heard some of this stuff asked and answered before, you could watch it right there. And of course, that's what we're here to do as well, is to answer newbie and experienced questions alike. So again, if anybody has any questions, you can drop it in the chat, We can research parks. We can look into where you're going to be vacationing this summer. Whatever it is you feel like doing. And there's Brent, N4BDW. I met him for the first time at Hamvention. He was out there selling his coils, which I didn't buy, but it is on the list, Brent. It is on the list. My poor Wolf River coil that I got in 2021. Actually, I think it was the very end of 2020. It causes me more headaches, it seems now, than what good it does me. So I don't know if it's worth its weight here in the RV. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, but hopefully I can be in the market here soon, and especially when we get into solar minimum, and I'm wanting to extend my 17-foot whip into 30 meters and 40 meters, possibly 80 meters. You know, that's when those coils really, really come in handy. And Brent's headed to a park. Okay, very good. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you and see if we can catch your spot there and hunt you down. Which we might do. We might turn the radio on here and hunt around. I haven't gotten any questions, so that's what we'll do to fill some time. We'll see what we can hear on the radio. I'll try to keep my throat wet so I don't go into a coughing fit. And we'll see how the radio is going. I've got the infed half wave hooked up to the RV right now. Yeah, Jeff, I would like to get a longer whip. There's the 25-foot whip. There's also I saw Alpha Antennas. He's big on the 34-foot whip. Is his name Steve? Alpha Antennas? I think his name is Steve. I met him very briefly, but he was big on the 34-foot whip because then you got 40 meters and 30 meters on. Yeah, that's the one, Chris. That's the one. You can get 40 meters and 30 meters without a coil. He said you're not really. His argument was that the 25-foot you're not really adding much. Of course you are. You know, if you're already using a coil to get on 30 and 40 meters, if you can have more whip and less coil, that's helping you out some bit. But that would be cool. I wouldn't mind trying one or both of those. So let's see here. Let's go up to the top of the band. Oop. Let's go up to the top of the band. And start spinning down here. See what we can find. Brent has the 34-foot, but yet to test it. Yeah, you wouldn't need that much coil on that to get to 80 meters. That'd be pretty cool. Let's get up POTA page here. If there's anybody far enough away that's out of my skip zone, but I can still hear. Virginia. There's Mr. Mudd on 310. He'd probably be far enough away. Let's check him out real quick. Do a fast dial down to 310. Any of you guys out there have never tried a vertical whip, I just so highly recommend it. I know everyone's in love with wires. Wires are the best. Wire this, wire that. Horizontal wires, dipole wires, infed wires, wires. Man, it's so convenient to have a self-supporting conductive antenna that you can physically tune. It's like having a magic wire that can stand up on its own, and you can magically change its length. It's fabulous. And with a good tripod, you know, you can use that antenna absolutely anywhere. I don't hear Mr. Mudd on 310. Yeah, that's all right. We'll go back up the top here and we'll see. I'm at 340 in Indiana. It's a possibility. "30 minutes ETA to park." All right, we'll have a little bit of time maybe there, Brett. I might be shutting it down right about the time you start to activate. Good luck out there tonight, brother. Boy, not much happening there. Do I have my antenna hooked up? Let's double check here. There's some lightning last night. I unhooked it. Yeah, it's hooked up. Yeah, I did have the YLNet here. Let's see if we can hear that. I had it set on the YLNet when we started here. It's just been tough here in the middle of the country. There's so many people in my skip zone.
I want to be at your place. Where were you, Floyd?
I may try some 40. Hey, Andy Callie, you slipped in there. Good to see you, buddy. I did not see that you made it in, but of course you have. Good to have you. You're always there, but we won't take you for granted. Oregon, I haven't had much luck at all going back west. Couple operators in Michigan on this frequency right here. Hearing nothing. I'm just going to tune and see if I can hear some voices. .313 is quiet. I have not heard the guys on 14.313 for quite some time. 7200, yeah, I've heard them. I've seen people activating on here. Actually, there's someone activating on 313 right now. W9NT out of Illinois, who was spotted a minute ago by K5AH. So it's, you know, there's someone activating there right now. I haven't heard the yokels on 14.313. You know, they're usually running some power, so, you know, conditions or skip zone be damned. I think I'd be able to hear some of them. These guys got a life or something, I guess. I don't know. All right, got a voice in 305.
Roger. Well, I don't get in the station as often as I like to, but busy with yards and work and church and that kind of thing. But I enjoy
GamerKid05, thanks for joining.
Good to hear you. And
we're here to answer POTA questions. If anybody's got one, beginner, experienced, or otherwise, no questions too silly, no questions ever been asked, and we won't tell you just to read the freaking manual. You got a question, drop it in the chat. What is the POTA app? The POTA app is simply the website. I've got it up right here. I've got it blocked out so you can't see the address. But this does confuse some people. That's a good question. You can see right here the website is POTA.app. POTA.app. That is the website. So the app is merely the website in this case. There's no POTA app that you could load on your phone and work that way. Although maybe that'd be one of the improvements coming up. Who knows?
Let me do the QRP station first, please.
But there's a good beginner question right there. I think a lot of people get confused on that one.
November Echo, Keene in Virginia. Good afternoon. I got you about a 5-5 right now. Over.
This guy's name is Radio Foxy, K8FXY.
Stopping by. I appreciate you. You take care. 28 Fox, that's very Yankee. Go ahead. Kilo Echo 2.
All right, let's see if we can get this guy, K8 Foxy.
Kilo Echo.
Oh, I think I gotta make a logbook here.
Kilo.
Create a new logbook.
Right here next to me on this park bench. This is really cool, man. I got enough here for everybody.
Viola, Kansas. Custom location. Let's see. It's on my phone, which is recording. Okay, I won't worry about that just yet.
I grew up in Brooklyn, so I'm familiar with the area.
K8 Fox.
I know where you are exactly, man. Good to get you in tonight, man. Hopefully, as we get closer to the gray line, we're going to start getting some better band conditions. But it sounds like that new antenna is really getting you out there.
Yeah, maybe their phone app will be a bit cleaner and
thanks, buddy. You take care.
and it'll work a little bit easier.
X-ray Yankees. You're good.
All right. Someone we can hear and actually listen to a little bit here. Computer operating system best for POTA. Think about that.
Kilo Charlie 2, Hotel Mike Delta Jorge. Good to get you back in the log for number 7.
I'm guessing you're thinking about operating system as in Windows, Mac, iOS, Android. I don't know that it matters. There's so much stuff out there. There's so much software out there right now. You can find things that work. Well then, so it's got to throw in a Linux too, right? I don't know anything about Linux, so if anyone in the chat wants to put in about that, then go for it. I don't have anything intelligent to say about Linux, but especially right now, there's just so much software coming out. It's like what I would tell people about the radio equipment. Just start with what you got and see what software you can get. With things like World Radio League and Polo out there for your loggers. POTA.app is all web-based, so it doesn't matter too much what system you're using it on. Whatever you got, Gary, just run with it. Just run with it and see what's available. You might end up running into something that you really like that isn't available on your platform yet. The thing I was waiting for was World Radio League, which is this logger I was using right here, to be able to use offline on Windows. That's what I was really waiting for and had to wait a good amount of time, but now finally have. Because they're web-based, and I activate a lot of times in places where I don't have cell. So, this was something I was really, well, not this is the web-based version, but the desktop app I was really excited to get. You might end up in a spot like that, but there's choices out there, whichever you got. We'll give them a 5 and 4. Oh boy, got a signal coming in here.
Thank you. Okay, Alpha Charlie, please.
Yes, so thank you for letting me in. Good evening. This is the Kilo Quebec 4 Hotel Alpha Charlie from Florida Station.
Quebec 4, Alpha Charlie. Well done. Nice to get you in the log for the first time.
Josh, Pleasant Plain, Ohio.
You're also very strong here in the state of Florida, Pasco County, 5 times. Strong audio. What is your call sign? In this way I can make the confirmation in QRZ, Roger? Yes, sir. You say Kilo 8 Foxtrot X-Ray Yankee. I got it, you. Very and I will make a confirmation in Jersey. How is everything there in Ohio?
Everything is actually very nice today. Beautiful, beautiful, sunny day.
Oh, am I losing him?
Well, everything is good, but you know the summer day is coming. That means the weather is around 90 to 95 degrees. The last few days it's a little bit raining, like
Oh, there's a guy's not afraid to rag chew a little bit
there to refresh the day. But everything
on a
is
POTA
okay,
activation.
but the summer is coming. Florida is very.
Yeah, I'm a fan of World Radio League also. I like it just because I can use it on any device, anywhere. That's exactly what I want. And it's good portable. It's good as a base logger. It can do it all. The obvious competitor right now is Polo. And I think if it were just a competition between portable loggers, Polo would win in popularity. But it's just a portable logger. So that puts World Radio League up ahead of them in my book, which is all that matters to me. I keep missing the call here.
Okay, that makes more sense to me. I got you now.
Look at his back. Oh, he's just kind of flirting on the edge. Won't be able to get him with a contour or a digital noise reduction. Yeah, I'm having a hard time making him out. I've never cared. I really haven't got this DNR to really do good stuff for me yet. The one I've been playing with actually here is the contour. Oh, and it's actually on. But you can try, with my hands, you can see it there. Turning it on and sliding this guy around.
Good to catch you in my log also, and you have a great day, and good luck with your photo home.
Yeah, I just get him. Oh, there he is. He's just kind of in and out. Yeah, the damn 6.7. If you need to subscribe for anything else. Oh, the radio's a lot louder. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me try changing that here. I can barely hear it, but I can change that transmitter gain. How about if I do that? I just dropped it 6 dB. through the microphone. I just got the microphone mag mounted to the radio. Thanks for the update on that. But I was getting ready to say, damn 67, that if you need to subscribe for anything else, if you're going to go for the extra or do any of the paid stuff for World Radio League, you can use discount code KE0VIM, save 10%. I got to try to get this guy. Yeah, I wanted to turn it up louder so I could hear, so I'm glad you said something. I gotta move. I gotta try to find somebody that's coming in a little steadier. DX stations. That'd be the only POTA voice I can hear. Oh well, that's all right. At least you're moving along. I'm still sitting at General. I've been here since 2019. I haven't done much about it. I'm not too motivated for that one. Maybe that'll change here in the future.
Kilo Quebec 4. Kilo Quebec 4. You're in Delta. Yeah, big signal 59.
No spots below this, but I'll just scan and make sure I don't hear anybody.
Baker 3 Charlie. Alpha Bravo 3 Charlie. Alpha Bravo 3 Charlie. Alpha Bravo 3 Charlie. Alpha Baker 3 Charlie.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's not have examples of poor operating on here. Ooh, boy, it's clogged down here. Something going on. Yeah, just sitting there spitting out your call sign over and over again. It's usually fairly poor form. All right, let's go up to Mr. 305 here, and I'll give him a shot, see if we can get it done.
South Georgia 59. I hope you have a good activation, 73.
Thanks, sir. You are number 76 this time around.
Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Killed my camera, I see.
Number 2, Sugar Echo Charlie. What the fuck on their box? Come again?
There we go.
November 2 Sierra Echo Charlie. You're way up and down there, Chris, but I got you now.
What if I change to 40? Am I going to be able to hear anybody on 40? Let's try. Where am I at? couple in Michigan on 276. Study up to 3 different options. So does that mean you're using ham radio prep and like 2 other groups to study from? What's the other one? Ham study. Gotcha. Okay. All right. You know, the nice thing about the way the exam is laid out, you can fail all the math and still do okay. Maybe you can just memorize a few of those answers. It stinks how much stuff that's in there. It just doesn't apply with typical operation. But a lot of it is that way. Can I hear anything on 40? No luck on 6 meters. Well, good on you for trying, Jeff. That's what it's all about. Ham clock was showing some activity, but it looks like it's faded. It looks like it's faded since we started. There's still some around there, though. Well, I'm not hearing anything because I'm on USB. What the heck is all that about? Here we go. We're going into the deep menu, guys. Are you ready? Hold on to your hats. We are in the deep menu. Dear Lord. Okay, we're done. That wasn't so bad, was it? Let's try this again in the correct band. That's some of the digital stuff that I've been playing with that causes that setting issue. Speaking of which, we've got a Digital Mode Revival Friday coming up, and we'll be doing JS8 this week, Friday, midnight UTC, which technically will be midnight UTC Friday night, but it'll be June 4th. Is that right? No, June 6th, sorry. June 6th, Friday night in the States, midnight UTC, JS8. I got 16 JS8 POTA contacts last month, operating from the park. It was pretty cool. So if you've ever wanted to activate using a digital mode, get JS8 set and go out on Friday evening. Be going at midnight UTC. Fast Track series. I'm not familiar with that one though.
You know, people don't always take the time to do something like that, and that was really, really nice. So yeah, I got to visit with him back years ago.
But the cool thing is I figured out how to actually get the settings right on the 891 in data mode. So I can use data mode for all the FT8, JS8. Riddy's got its own mode. PSK, I could do it on the data mode. All that stuff I've got working through that now. So I don't have to go in, because I'd have to go in and tell it. I would, the sound is set to coming through the mic. You know, I have to change that setting in the deep menu to have the radio take the audio from the computer from the 6-DIN cable that's plugged into the back side of the radio. And then I got to remember to change it back when I go back. Otherwise, I start talking into my mic and wondering why no one can hear me. So that's something I don't have to do anymore. I'm excited to make that change. Man, I thought it'd be great being here in the middle of the country. I'd be able to hear so much. And SSB just been squat. It's just been squat. I have to break out my key to make a contact. Not hearing anything. I don't know if 40 meters can reach out far enough. I need to give it a couple more hours. You know, if I can use it in the activation close to midnight, a little before, certainly after, you know, then I can get a lot of reach. Sounds like you got it down, the damn 67. If you're working on extra, you're doing all right. You know what's working for you. Man, this has been totally fruitless.
Cancer again, and they give him them probiotic shots, you know, what I can't remember whatever they are. What?
We've had health issues in the radio.
Immunotherapy, yeah, immunotherapy shot. Finished up.
Yeah, so we're doing this leading up to 6:13? Yeah, 6:13 Central, 7:13 Eastern, and that'll lead us right into the Tuesday night premieres. Jeff's got a video coming up. That's the one you can see down in the corner. That's the first one. Following his at 6:34 Central will be my Taco Bell soda video that we did in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then Carlos has a video after that. I don't think Carlos is jumping yet. I don't think he's jumped yet. So I don't think that's what we'll be seeing. Do I have my key out? I'm just scared I lose half my audience if I'm here doing CW. I'm getting all niche on you. I gotta get down there to where my radio is at to plug this in. Make sure the break-in's not on here. It always beeps when I get it hooked up. Pardon me for a second. I'll get down on the floor here. Apologize for any old man grunting. There we go. All right, I'm hooked up. Papa Tango Alpha. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Hit this. Dixie National Forest. I've activated that one. Nancy. Nancy's our operator there. I do not hear her. I would think that would be far enough away. She's out here. That's probably her right there. Yeah. Should be far enough away. Darn if I don't hear her. I tell you what, my first episodes I did with the RV in this location that we're at now, and will probably be for most of the rest of the summer. And it was not good. It was not good operating from here. And we camped out by the lake in the state park for a while, and that was a little nicer. If I'm not even going to hear Morse code signals. Maybe this is what it means when it says conditions are very quiet. Oh. Oh, there's something really light in there. It's not a, I don't think it's a POTA. It's a nice pace. I gotta look that up. The Fast Track Series. I just gotta put ham radio in it because it seems like it's gonna. Fast Track Ham Radio Education. It doesn't look new. Remote testing. Michael Burnett, AF7KB. I got a QSO Today podcast. That might be interesting to listen to. Michael and Carrie. Burnett. Okay. Learn something every day. Never heard of it. What does that matter? Thanks. Got some guys rag chewing. There's some newer guys rag chewing. Learning the code. Man. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Washington, K7LVJ. Hey, AC4TC, I am not in a park. I'm just hunting. I am on private ground, where we have free hookups. We're mooch docking, so we can run the air conditioners. I will be on a park on Friday for Digital Mode Revival. JS8 call, midnight UTC on Friday. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. We're going about 10 more minutes here, and then we'll be moving over to the Tuesday premieres. I'm trying to get a POTA contact before the show's over here. It's been pretty tough hearing anybody. K7LVJ. I think I got him here. Oh, it's not on. Darn it. Gotta have braking on. All right, now I gotta fix my camera again. Signal is jacking with the camera. I just changed properties back and forth to different cameras, and then it goes back. Got one. I got one. Had to go CW to do it, but it worked. He gave me a 599. I don't know, maybe he's the guy that just does that. He's certainly not 599 to me. But that was John, Burlington, Washington, Anderson Homestead State Wildlife Area. Oh, he's out there by Forks. He's out there on the peninsula. Nice. We drove right by there last year. We drove by Forks. Let's see, we stayed right here where the 101 goes to the river. We boondocked right in this area here. And then we drove around. We had another boondocking spot in the forest here. I had to find a spot, a clearing in the trees where I could get enough sun to run solar. But yeah, we went right through his area. And that's where he's activating. Anderson Homestead State Wildlife Area. I think that's new. I don't think that was there when I went through. Does it give me a date? It says it's first activated on October 12th of 2025. So I think that gives me my answer right there. They created that after I traveled through, the bastards. And Bogachil State, well, thanks. Took me all the way back home. Bogachil State Park. That says that's been there since 2021. Okay. I was more interested in Olympic National Park when I was out that way. It's on one. Going back to the map. I will plan to also be at POTA come Friday. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, AC4TC has been very active in the digital mode revival. It's been noticed and appreciated. So yeah, I'm hoping my goal here is for folks to be able to go here on POTA.app and look at the spots and see where it has the mode here. Now I've got it filtered, of course. But we can have all the modes in here. It doesn't say SSB, but it'll say CW. It'll say FT8 if I don't filter it out. But when you spot yourself, if in the comments, if down here in the comment section you put JS8, it will spot you as a JS8 spot. So I'm hoping that we can get, you know, right in here, right at the bottom where all the FT8 is, when we get to 14078, which would be the JS8 frequencies. I'll probably be on 40, so that would be 7.078. It'd be cool to have a few JS8 call spots in there. I think that's gonna get people's attention. If we can achieve that. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's the goal, is to kind of wake people up and get them interested in some of these keyboard to keyboard digital modes. Get something other than FT8. We're coming into solar minimum. You're going to want to have something else in your pocket, some other mode, some what is it? Not a low power mode. What are we supposed to call it? A weak signal mode. Some other weak signal mode to be able to complete your activations. And man, it'd be cool to have one of those modes available to us. So if I go out on a Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, you know, I can go out and spot myself JS8 call, and there's enough people out there with their ham alerts set and with their radio stations all set, they can jump right on and return the call and activate a park. That's the goal. But for right now, you know, we're happy just to have some success on a Friday evening, and get more people interested and get some things where we can get, you know, several activators in here spotted as a JS8 activation on this spotting page, because this gets a lot of eyeballs, and you know, people are cruising up and down this quite a bit, and I think that'll help us out. And like I said, I got 16 contacts for the May Friday, all on JS8. And I'm not in a real great spot here, although later in the evening does help me. I can do 40 meters a little better. Let's see if I can hear Ethan up here on 14310. There's Brent. Brent's on 14313. Brent heard us talking about it, and he just said, well, shoot, I'll do it on 14313. What the heck?
QSO, I have you 59 plus as well down here in Texas, my friend.
Wow, I'm here in Texas. That's strong.
You too, 72, my friend.
But not Brent in this park. Oh man, I was in his area. Of course, this could cover a big area here. It's a recreational trail. I was in London right after Hurricane Helene. I was here in the Great Smoky Mountains, and we fled and went up here to London, Kentucky, to get out of as much out of the path as we could and still be going on planned her out. No joy of Brent on 313. And nothing on 310 for Ethan. Hey James, glad you made it in. Late or not, whatever. We're just about to shut it down here. We're going to send it over to the live streams. Yeah, it's been a while, so it was good just to get the live stream up and operating again and remember how to do all this crap. But yeah, you know, let people know. Share links to these videos. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get some newbies in here asking some questions about Parks on the Air. I hate using the phrase safe space, but I guess that's kind of what we're creating here, is a place to be able to ask newer questions without getting the responses that you typically get on some social media websites. But we're gonna bolt out of here to get over to the Tuesday night premieres. Thank you guys all for being in there. Thanks for getting in there right at the end, James. Good to see you, buddy. And look for Brent on 14313. See if you guys can hunt him down there. But until then, we will see you next week. I got a new video dropping here in 20 minutes. Look for that too. Thanks for being out there tonight. 7-3.
He was running his rig 20 words per minute with Morse code. I strode up to his station and said, hey man, I got that mode. If you're going to activate Mike, with me you can ride. So I sat at the picnic table and I settled down by his side. He asked if I'd been in a better park to scan across the bands, and I said, listen, I POTA everywhere in this here land. I POTA everywhere, man. I POTA everywhere, man. West Coast to the east, man. Sea to shining sea, man. Activations, I've had my share, man. I POTA everywhere. I POTA at Mayo, Arapahoe, Sonora, and Coconino, Yellowstone, Sororoscope, and Coronado, Washita, San Juan, Niagara, Chiricahua, Alma, Mackinac, Kill, Soquat, North Will.